Hello and welcome to an informational program. My name is Dave Bartlett, and we're here today talking with Leah. And Leah's going to explain what this program will be all about, introduce herself, and we'll carry on from there. Leah, it's all yours.
Hi, my name is Leah Letourneau, and I'm from the Center for Ecotechnology, or CET. And I'm here to talk a little bit more about clean energy options in Massachusetts and the different programs that CET is working with.
CET stands for?
Center for Ecotechnology.
Center for Ecotechnology.
Yeah.
Okay. Now you gave me a list of 10 questions, so we'll start with question 1.
Just as a basis, yep.
Because I can figure this out. Can you tell us more about CET and what they're doing for the community?
Absolutely. So CET, or the Center for Ecotechnology, is a nonprofit that has been serving the community for the past 37 years. We're based out of Pittsfield, Mass. We have our largest office in Florence. We also have the Eco Building Bargain Store in Springfield that you may have heard of. And our goal is to educate the community, residents, and businesses on technologies that have the least environmental impact. So one of the main ways we're doing that is through our Go Green campaign, and there are several different components to the campaign. The first is we really try to educate people on waste management and businesses. Through several different ways, we go into the Pittsfield school districts to do education for younger students on recycling and the importance of recycling. We do compost workshops. We work with businesses to cut down on food waste and other waste that they have going out, especially to meet with the new food bans. We also work with different local towns to do hazardous waste collections and help them in that way. We also partner with the Mass Save program to help with energy efficiency in homes. So the Mass Save program is a great statewide, another nonprofit that does no-cost energy assessments. So through that program, there's a number of different incentives that people can take advantage of. There's free the CFL and LED light bulbs, free programmable thermostats, free power strips that reduce vampire loads, and they can also get recommendations on air sealing and insulation to really tighten up their home so that this winter they're not wasting heat and having it escape from the house. And the last component of the Go Green campaign is to help promote clean energy options. And we've partnered with Mass Energy to let people know about the New England Green Start and New England Wind programs, which actually is a way for people to choose to have 100% of electricity coming from local renewable sources. So it's a really great program. And our goal through the Go Green campaign and these initiatives is to actually, over the next 3 years, have 80,000 participants. And we want to save those participants $100 million in cost savings through the different programs we're doing. So yeah, we're doing a lot of hopefully good work.
I have to interrupt you and ask you.
Sure.
Because I have no idea what it is. What's a vampire load?
Oh yeah,
Sounds like a bad movie.
I know, it's kind of a scary term, but it's actually really simple. What it is basically when you have electronics, especially your TV and other computers, things like that, when you leave them plugged in, even if you turn the TV off, they're still draining electricity through the outlet. So a great way
like a vampire.
Exactly, like a vampire. So a great way to cut down on that is through these power strips. And if you plug the TV or other electronics into those instead, you're cutting down on that drain from the outlet.
So the power strip has an on-off switch to it?
Exactly, yep.
Like, is it timed? I've never heard of this.
It's not timed, but it does have an on-off switch so that you can control. Some of them are also set up so that you can have one appliance control the others, so that the other components will only turn on when you turn that one electronic on. So it's great, yeah, especially for entertainment areas or home offices, they're fantastic to really reduce that.
Now, this is not one of your 10 questions, but we are here in Springfield, Massachusetts, and I'm familiar with the building supply recycling.
Yeah, the Eco Building Bargain Store.
Eco Building Bargain Store. And basically what they do is they take recyclable building supplies, new or used, right?
Yep, they'll take your, especially, cabinets, doors, windows, any of your building supplies from your home you can donate, and it's actually a tax deduction as well, and then they resell them for reuse. So it's also a great place if you're doing a home renovation, you can shop there as well.
So they assign it a value and give you a tax deduction based on that value.
Yep.
And then if you're building a house, as you just said, you can use their
Yeah, it's a fantastic resource for the community.
Resource. Oh, excellent. Okay, question 2. How does renewable energy impact our local economy here in Massachusetts?
So I think one of the things a lot of people aren't aware of and that they really should know is that annually Massachusetts spends $22 billion on importing fossil fuels to meet our energy needs. And that's money that's going to other countries or other parts of the US, and it's not staying here locally to grow our own economy. So it's really important that we try to control the supply and have it be here and keep that money in Massachusetts and New England. The other thing is that when you don't control the supply and you're importing energy and fossil fuels, you're subject to price volatility. I know this winter a lot of people know National Grid's going up by 37% on their electricity costs, and WMECO has just announced that they're going up by 29% compared with last winter. So those are really staggering increases, and that volatility comes from the fact that you are importing the energy and you're not supplying it here yourself in your local area or region.
Well, it's primarily based on the increased cost of natural gas. Is that correct?
Right, because that's being imported.
Natural gas is imported. I didn't know that.
Yep.
I thought it was all domestic. Well, what do you know?
So again, even if you're importing it from other parts of the country, there's still that price volatility because you're having to bring it in from other places.
Right. Okay. Question 3. What are some of the primary clean energy sources here in Massachusetts?
Yeah, so like I said, Mass Energy has a number of different resources that they gain energy from. One of the big ones, of course, is wind power, wind turbines, and they're phenomenal in terms of, their impact. We just want to say that I know a lot of people have concerns about wind and some of the technologies, but at CET, we focus on technologies that have the least environmental impact. All energy sources are going to have an impact, but it's substantially less than what you would have with fossil fuels, and they're a really great renewable resource. And wind turbines can be small. You can have ones that just supply a single home, and they can range in scale all the way up to a wind farm, which can support an entire region. Another great clean energy resource is solar, of course. A fun fact is that every 88 minutes, there's actually enough sunlight that hits the earth to supply the entire world for a year with energy and electricity.
I had no idea.
So it's a really, something that can really be promoted and improved upon. And a comparison I like to make is Germany actually has the #1 program for solar in the entire world, and we in Massachusetts actually get substantially more sunlight than Germany. So if anyone is worried that there's not enough sunlight in Massachusetts, don't be, because there's more than enough to really ramp up that clean energy resource. There's also anaerobic digestion. Some people have heard of that. It's also known as cow power, kind of a catchy nickname. And what it's doing is it's using methane and CO2 from food scraps and waste and animal byproducts to create energy from that gas.
Garbage.
Yeah, basically, and turning it into energy, which is fantastic.
That is cool.
Yeah.
Now, I need to back up 2 steps. It so happens that an associate of mine and I were discussing this morning the fact that we don't see here in Western Massachusetts, we don't see many wind turbines. I know there's a few around. There's a ski area that has one. Yet I go out to Eastern Mass, like to Hull, and there's a big wind turbine in the middle of their town. I go to southern Vermont, and some of the ridges of the Green Mountains in southern Vermont have 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10 wind turbines on them. I go through Providence, Rhode Island, I look to the south, and there's plentiful amounts of wind turbines. What's going on, and is there not any wind in Western Massachusetts?
Well, that's actually a great question. It's you've led in perfectly, because it's actually a lot to do with siting. So you want to have, what makes a good wind site is that you want to have it in a place where you are going to get enough wind.
Right.
So that's typically going to be mountains, like the one on Berkshire East, which is the ski resort. So
Right.
if anyone goes skiing this year, hopefully you'll see that one.
Right.
Take a little side trip over, or coastal areas. So again, that's why you're seeing more on, out by Boston on the eastern part of the state, because the coastal areas are going to be getting a lot more wind. The other thing to take into consideration too is migratory patterns of birds. You definitely want to be cognizant of that and other impacts on wildlife. So if it's a densely populated area, that's also going to take that into consideration. And you want to make sure in a site that you're not putting it somewhere where there isn't any existing infrastructure. So you wouldn't want to take a pristine natural space and put a wind turbine, because you're going to have to build roads and transmission lines and other things that are going to impact the natural environment and the wildlife. So you're going to look for places that already have roads. Like Berkshire East was a perfect example, because they had already had roads for the ski resort and for maintenance that was there to supply the wind turbine with that. So it's, you want to definitely be cognizant of all those things when you're looking for a good site.
I think, now this is only my opinion, but I think wind turbines are beautiful. I really do.
They are, yeah. I think
They have a grace of motion that I think aids in the beauty of our landscape. But
Oh,
again,
absolutely.
that's just me. And you know what? If you're concerned about the avian population, shut the airports down, because I gotta believe a lot more birds are killed around airports than they would be around wind turbines. But again, my own personal opinion.
No, it's true. It's another point too, is if you are concerned about birds, it's totally valid. In the beginning, wind turbines were not sited as well as they are now, and that was a concern, a valid one. But now, because we've learned from those first wind turbines and we take into consideration migratory patterns and the impact on birds, the impact is really very minimal, if not negligible. So actually, not only airports, but a kind of fun statistic, or funny, is that your household cat actually kills substantially more birds than any wind turbine.
Yeah, and my cat doesn't generate electricity.
No, but yeah, for every every one bird killed by a wind turbine, 10,000 are killed by human-related causes. So that's running into buildings, things like that. Yeah,
that's minimal. Okay, next question here. What are some of the things we need to think about when putting in our building clean energy sources?
So that's really about siting. With wind, like I mentioned, you're going to want to do it in a coastal or mountainous area so that you're up high enough, or on the coast where you're getting a lot of wind. You're going to want to make sure that there is existing infrastructure like roads and transmission lines if possible, so that you're not impacting the habitat and wildlife in the area. You're going to want to make sure that you also educate citizens to make sure they support the project and they understand what will be happening. And you're going to want to make sure that everything is in place, and you're taking into consider migratory patterns, things like that. And then with solar, siting is also equally important. So for solar, you're typically going to have them on either businesses or residential systems, solar arrays. And for that, you want to make them typically south or east facing, because you want them to get 4 to 6 hours of sunlight each day. And you also want to make sure that you have enough space for the array. So if you're going to put on your roof, make sure you have a large enough roof, or you can ground mount them if you don't, so that they're you don't need that extra space on the roof. And if you are putting them on the roof, you really want to make sure that it can support that extra weight. They are fairly, pretty heavy. So typically you're going to want to have a roof that's 10 years old or less, and make sure that you have a contractor or someone inspect it first before you start any work, and make sure it can handle that kind of weight.
Now, I'm going to throw a question at you that's not on the list, but maybe you can answer this. What's the life expectancy of the average solar panel? Is that a fair question? It
is, and it depends. I believe right now it's about 20 years.
Oh, and they produce for that 20 years.
Yep.
Wow, I didn't know.
So like I said, and the technology is always improving. So that's an always changing number, but right now I think that's typically the lifespan is 20 years.
Pretty good, pretty good. Okay, back to the list here. What are something that residents can do today to make sure energy is being supplied by clean sources?
Yeah, so that's one of the programs we're partnered with, is Mass Energy. It's a fantastic program, and a lot of people don't know that what they can do today is actually they have the right to choose where their supply of electricity is coming from. So you don't have to be getting the standard supply that's a mix of coal and fossil fuels, natural gas. You can actually choose to have all clean energy sources, and Mass Energy has the programs New England Green Start, New England Wind, which allow you to do that. So 100% of your electricity is going to be coming from sources that are A, local, and B, 100% clean.
Wait a minute. So you're telling me there's power on the grid that comes only from natural sources?
Yep, and you can choose to have that today.
So I can choose from that grid the type of how the power is generated, the type that comes into my house?
It's not, so it's more of the power that's going onto the grid overall. So
Yeah.
there's no, like we say, there's no green electron per se. It's
Yeah,
not
yeah,
that
yeah.
it'll be instantly, from the wind turbine to your home.
Right.
But what it is you're supporting the clean energy sources to be on the grid. So you're choosing to have your usage be covered by clean sources on the
Okay.
grid.
I see. Okay, I got you. All right, question 6. We're already up to question 6. Not much longer now. Question 6. How much impact does one person have through these programs?
So it's important to note that Massachusetts actually has one of the best programs in the country in terms of renewable sources, but there's still a lot more that we can do and need to do. Right now, legally, the electricity companies are only required to have 9% of their overall supply be from renewable sources, and they're supposed to be increasing that at 1% per year, which is good, but it's not, we're hoping to do more and to do better, especially in Massachusetts. We're a very progressive state. And so with this program, if you choose to sign up for the New England Green Start, New England Wind programs, you're having 100% of your energy coming from renewable sources. So that really pushes forward that and aggregates the effect so that we can have more renewables on the grid sooner.
Great. Number 7. I've heard you mention the word local, but what does that really mean?
Yeah, so a lot of people, local can be a very relative term. Are you talking about the town? Are you talking about a region? Are you talking about the entire country? So for this program, we really want it to be Massachusetts and New England is the focus. So that's where all of the sources are in. We're not importing anything outside of New England for the mass energy programs, and they're mostly focused in Massachusetts and Rhode Island. We have some also in Maine and Vermont, some small-scale hydro and things like that.
Cool.
But there's also 350 solar arrays in Massachusetts that are part of the program.
So to recap, you get your power from wind, you get your power from solar, you get your power from water, right?
Yep, and anaerobic digestion is another one.
And I forgot about aerobic digestion.
The cow power.
Cow power.
Exactly.
Yeah, all right. I just want to make sure we're going in the right direction here. Give the folks who are watching your name and who you work for again.
Sure.
Please.
My name is Leah Letourneau, and I'm an Eco Fellow at the Center for Ecotechnology.
Eco Fellow.
Yes. Yep. It's a one-year program that CET has for young professionals who are looking to start their career in the environmental sector. So they offer it every year. We're actually going to be increasing the program, the number of people that participate next year. Right now, there's 6 of us.
So is this like an internship?
Yeah, it's a fellowship for a year.
Or a fellowship.
Yep,
So
absolutely.
you're
Similar.
in school?
And I'm in graduate school right now, but typically it's right after you'd graduate.
Okay.
But we've had a wide array. You can be, at any age really.
Old guy like me.
You're just anyone who really wants to jumpstart a career in the environmental field.
Cool. So if someone wants to be part of this, who do they contact? Do you have any contact information?
Yeah, Maren Goldstein would be the contact at CET to reach out to for the Eco Fellowship.
And do you have a email address, phone number, anything like that?
Yeah, Maren.Goldstein@cetonline.org.
Okay. Slower? Once
Sure.
again. Go.
Maren.Goldstein@cetonline.org.
Good.
And Maren is M-A-R-I-N.
M-A-R-I-N. Great. Thank you.
Sure.
All right. Now, back to the list of questions, number 8. Here we go. We've talked about wind energy. Some people have expressed concerns about wind turbines. We've kind of touched on this.
Yeah, definitely.
Why are New England Green Start and New England Wind still better alternatives? Well, I think we can answer this question, than fossil fuel.
Right, and so like I said, we just really want to assuage any concerns that people have. I know we hear a lot that people are concerned about wind power for a variety of reasons. The main one we typically hear about is the avian population and the impacts it has there. And so like we touched upon before, it's really minimal. Each year, each wind turbine only kills 1 or 2 birds the entire year. So that's a very small impact, especially like we talked about in comparison to human-related causes. Even just the birds that fly into buildings inadvertently has a far greater impact in your household cat or airplanes, has a far greater impact than wind turbines. So please don't let that deter you from supporting it. But also, the other thing to take into consideration is we've partnered with the Mass Audubon Society, which obviously holds the bird population in high regard. That's their entire focus.
Right.
And they have come out in support of wind turbines and clean energy because their focus really is on lowering the carbon emissions, and that's going to have a far greater impact than anything else on the bird populations.
Yeah. All right. Onward we go. Question 9. Can you walk us through the basics of the program for viewers at home?
Yeah, absolutely. So there's two programs that Mass Energy offers. There's the New England Green Start program, and that's going to be a mixture. So like we talked about, that's going to include solar, anaerobic digestion, the cow power, wind, small-scale hydro.
That's utterly ridiculous.
I know.
Okay, go. Thank
So
you.
it's a nice mixture of renewable sources, clean energy sources. And then there's the New England Wind program, and that's 100% wind power. So there's two different options that you can choose from. Both are 100% local, like we talked about, local meaning in Massachusetts and New England. And how it works is it's a small premium on your current bill, so you don't have to change distributors. It's just changing where your supply is coming from.
Mm-hmm.
So you would still get your standard monthly bill from National Grid or WEMECO, and there would just be a small line on there that would be from Mass Energy. And it's based on your usage. So the New England Green Start program is 2.4 cents per kilowatt hour, and the New England Wind program is 3.8 cents per kilowatt hour. And so, typically what we like to say is that averages out to about a coffee a week. Or for an average family household that uses 500 kilowatt hours per month, that's about $12 for New England Green Start or $19 for New England Wind. I personally am a part of New England Green Start, and I only paid about $4 last month because I don't use as much electricity as an average family. So it can be very minimal, and because Mass Energy is a statewide nonprofit, it's 100% tax deductible at the end of the year.
Oh, cool.
So that premium, you'll get it back on your taxes as a charitable deduction.
It's like a 503.
Yeah, it's a charitable deduction. They'll give you a sort of printout at the end of the year.
Nice.
Yeah,
Very
so
good.
you can feel really good about your energy source, and again, you're getting a tax incentive to kind of alleviate that extra premium and take
Right,
that away.
Right, excellent. All right, last question.
Okay.
Here we go. How do interested viewers learn more about the program and where to sign up?
Yeah, so they should definitely go to the Mass Energy website, which is www.massenergy.org. And please feel free to contact the Center for Ecotechnology and our outreach department. You can ask for the outreach department. We really want to educate people. We want to help answer any questions they have. This can be a confusing thing. There's a lot of different programs out there. So we want to educate people on what we're offering and what the program is about. And also we can help you sign up if you do want to sign up. We can walk you through that process. You would just need a copy of your one of your electricity bills. There's a little code you need on there, and we can walk you through that process.
That's easy. That's easy.
Yeah, it takes less than 5 minutes. We actually have a video on our website that you can see.
Your website?
Yeah, the CET website,
Yep.
www.cetonline.org.
Go
Yep.
again.
www.cetonline.org. And so there's a video showing how to sign up. It takes no more than 5 minutes.
Excellent. Excellent. All right, no more questions. We're done. Anything else you want to add before we fade to black?
No, unless you have any questions for me or.
No, but you know
Okay.
what? I find it really interesting that, again, wind turbines have not made more of an appearance here. I understand what you said about they need to be in an area where there's wind. But my God, these things are so efficient. I have to believe that put on a ridge like Mount Tom here locally in Holyoke. I know there's one up there that's been tethered for years from UMass. I got to believe that's an area like that could produce wind.
There's a ton of potential for wind energy
Yeah.
in Massachusetts, and that's what the great part about this program is, that additional premium you're paying on your bill, it's also going to start new projects and to build that infrastructure and to expand upon it in Massachusetts. So again, it's a great program because not only are you supporting the current wind turbines that we have, but you're helping to build the infrastructure for new ones.
So it's almost like an investment in that, and it shows the financial viability
Absolutely.
of alternative energy sources.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
We've had a lot of the wind turbines that have already come online and are a part of Mass Energy are actually able to come online because Mass Energy offers them long-term contracts.
Yeah.
And so this program is really helping to incentivize economically starting new wind turbine projects for people that may otherwise have not been able to. So it's a really great way to support it all around.
Excellent. One more time, give us contact information.
Absolutely. So you can go to the Mass Energy website at www.massenergy.org, or feel free to contact the Outreach Department at the Center for Ecotechnology, or CET.
CET.
And our website is www.cetonline.org.
Excellent. Very good. Leah, thank you.
Thank you so much.
And we'll look forward to more wind turbines in Western Massachusetts in the near future.
I hope so.
Have a great day, everyone. Thanks for joining us.